Professor Tim Blackmore. I am an associate professor here in the Faculty of Information and Media Studies. We have long histories of closing people out and discriminating against them for one reason or another, because of their skin color, because of their religions, because of what they need to wear or want to wear, because of when they need to pray. And I think we need to erase this idea of what is normal. We have a lot of things to learn from people who have been born into different bodies than we have.
My name is Jeff Preston, and I'm a second-year doctoral student. I've had experiences where I've had faculty who go above and beyond to ensure that my needs are being met and that I'm given the same opportunity as everybody else in their classroom. At the same time, I've had some professors who just don't quite understand the need for adaptation and don't quite understand my personalized needs.
My name is Barbara Froats, Rehabilitation Coordinator. 25 years ago, Rick Hansen did his Man in Motion. And that his whole goal was to say disabled people can do anything. It's just that we're not accessible.
Accessibility is about getting it done right first. So when you're planning a lecture, it's all about considering that not everyone has the same needs and abilities. And more than that, it's about being willing to talk with your students and say, what do you need? How can we assist you? And let's work together to find a plan to ensure that you're getting the same opportunities as everyone else in the classroom.
Kate Arnott, and I have a BA in Science. I used to work here in the medical building before my accident. The culture of people with disabilities has changed more on the physical disabilities. If you can see it, you can understand it. If you can see a person in a wheelchair, you can see a person with a cane. It's harder when it's a learning disability or it's a disability that's not visual. Something about my learning disability that a lot of people don't understand is it's not meaning that I'm stupid. I just learn in a different manner.
Brian Borowski, and I'm a network systems programmer. As a blind person, I miss the things that people take for granted. Coming into this building, for example, having Capri made the process a lot easier because we just walked around and sort of pretended that we knew where we were going. But the thing is, I didn't have a clue where certain things were in the building when I came in. Yeah, I think that is that's a really important thing. Just if you don't see things, there are a lot of things that you miss, and sometimes people know that and sometimes they don't.
Ask if they need any help, but don't be pushy. Don't say, here, I'll do this for you. Ask and see what the response is. That puts it in the person with the disabilities court to do something, and it also recognizes that they're not a person with no abilities.
My name is Marlene Dunlap, and I work at Essex Hall. I love the students, and they keep me young at heart. We have a student at Essex Hall, and she'll come in, and I'll say, oh, hi, Jackie, how are you today? Oh, hi, Marls. She's learned our names by our voice. It took a few days, didn't take long, and she told us she was visually impaired. And I said, okay, well, then I will read the menu off to you every day. And then we would take her and show her the salad bar and explain on what was on there. Showed her the deli and said every day we could make you a sandwich. Yeah, I like helping people.
I was at Center Spot at the UCC, and for whatever reason I didn't have an attendant with me, and I was sort of left to my own devices to get food, which is difficult. I'm not strong. The woman behind the counter recognized me, and I guess probably remembered that I usually had attendant care with me, and she said, oh, Jeff, you're alone today? And I was like, yeah, trying to get food myself. And she's like, okay, well, do you need me to carry the food for you, to get it back to your table, and do you need me to reach some stuff? And that's sort of the type of service that I'm getting used to finding at Western, where people seem to always be willing to help. But I think the key learning on this lesson is that she asked first. And I think that's the type of dignity and respect that people with disabilities really want.
I think service means every instructor or professor assume that a person who comes to them with a request needs their utmost help, and they need not to be questioned, and they need not to be given any kind of a rough time. I've never met a person who has faced a challenge or a barrier of some kind who has ever said, gee, I love this, or boy, I wish I could, be even more disabled so I could have, more time on an essay or an exam.
Broad thinking is there are no disabled people. It's the environment that needs to change.
While it is getting better, there are still major barriers to people with disabilities. It's very personal, and it's a very sort of personal feeling of not being wanted or not being accepted when you run into sort of a customer service representative, when you run into those frontline staff or faculty who basically are unwilling to assist you. It's really tough to swallow. It's very, very tough to swallow. And that's something that I think we need to move forward on, and we can move forward on far more than physical accessibility, which is going to take time and money. This is something that we can do now to make campus that much more acceptable, that much more inclusive, and that much more accessible. And so I say, let's move forward, let's do it, and let's show people why Western has the best student experience in all of Canada.